Awaken lives when I speak. I got God on my team. I'm setting fire to my dreams, igniting lives in the city, in the spirit where I be. I'm alive. I'm alive.
We thank you for today.
Yes.
We thank you for this moment. We
Yes.
thank you for this divine intervention that's going to happen between the viewers of this podcast. We thank you for everyone that's here. And we ask a lot to change.
Yes.
Lord, tell me what to say, because I don't got it by myself. You got it.
We got it.
Amen. Let's go.
Hey, it's go time. Are we here? Welcome to another episode of the ALIV podcast. And today is a special, special day because I got a close friend, and we go back a few years now. Way back, right? So listen, man, I got none other than the visionary, the founder of Jam Session, a creative genius, and she's fashionable. None other than Bray Barnes with us.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to
be
have
alive.
you here.
Listen.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
But you know it.
You know,
You know it.
money can't pay for your time and your space and you
sure.
being here.
For sure.
And whoever back there need to
It's
turn
fire.
the phone. They
Fire.
gotta
You look
turn
like
it off.
David.
They got to turn the phones off. But listen, man, we're here, and there's a lot to unpack. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you have a story, you got a testimony, you've been through some stuff that people that know you like 2 years ago, year ago, probably really don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, we go there.
We can go there. Let's go there.
We can
We
go
alive.
there. we alive. We alive now, right?
alive.
We awaken now. Now it's time for us to really ignite somebody else that's probably dealt with some stuff currently or dealing with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? For them to be able to get up out of situations. But listen, I want to talk about how we can overcome fleshly desires, right? And so for number one, I just want to know like how and why is it easier for us as human beings, Christians at that, to stay in sin, but harder to come out of it?
Oh, that's so good. From experience,
Yes.
I would say, as a believer, we put a lot of weight on Jesus, and we don't maintain our own lives.
She coming out the gate swinging.
No. So I just trust God that
Yes.
I'm no longer this way.
Right.
I just trust God that everything's going to be cool. I just
Yes.
trust God that I'm not going to have this desire anymore, but we keep putting ourselves in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that's really easy for me to maintain, overcoming fleshly desires, is like the acronym, BIM, right?
BIM.
Yeah, I think it's BIM. Let's get through. Let's see if that's it.
Okay, let's go there.
Be honest with yourself,
Okay.
right? It's not BIM, it's BSM.
BSM. Okay, we there now. BSM.
Be honest with yourself.
Yes.
Submit it to God, right? And manage, right?
That's good.
So manage has two sides. So you can look at manage as I'm coping. How you doing? Man, I'm managing. I can't change it, but I'm managing. I'm getting through it. But there's the other side to manage, and it states that you have control over a thing. A manager over a Foot Locker controls who's on schedule, what products go out. Even higher than that, the CEOs of Foot Locker approve or manage what's getting released.
Right.
Like, you don't see certain Sauconys in the Foot Locker in the hood.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You would.
You don't see certain New Balances in the Foot Locker in the hood
Yeah.
because they're managing what comes in and out.
good.
And we got to do the same thing with our lives to overcome fleshly desires.
Yes.
Be honest with yourself, submit it to God, and manage. Like, literally, what can I watch? What can I not watch? But God will give you direction. Once you submit that thing, He'll give you instruction on how to live it out.
And the crazy thing is that like that's a process.
For sure.
And that takes time. Like that's something that doesn't happen overnight. That's not something that we can just pray away and it's going to happen because listen, we've been created and we were born in this flesh. Like David says, like when I came into the world, I was born in iniquity. I was born into sin. So there's really nothing that I can do like to snap my finger to take myself out of situations, but there are choices that we can make that will continue to allow us to walk in stride to overcome the power of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And the flesh does have power if you allow it to, you know? I want to say probably in my first episode, I talked about how David, he lost focus because even us as Christians, spirit-filled folk, people with titles, you know what I'm saying, position, people that others may look up to, we still have desires, right? And it's so easy for us to lose focus. And once we lose focus, we can have that Bathsheba and David encounter. You know what I'm saying? It may not look like that, but it can still be a desire of the flesh that we are attracted to or we want to gravitate to. But how do we overcome the power of the flesh? You talked on it a little bit with the first one, right? The acronym. But how do we, like, I want you to give the people some practical things that they can do to overcome the power of the flesh, because the flesh has power. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw it in the garden. You know, that was a fleshly move that Eve made. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't tapped into the spirit. But how can we overcome the power of the flesh?
It's beyond us.
Whew.
It's beyond us. It's beyond me.
Yeah.
It's beyond 1, 2, 3. It literally goes into supernatural submission and obedience. I don't want to go too deep, but just jump out the end.
Man, do it. We here now because you're alive now.
I'm alive. Shoot.
But we overcome.
Shoot.
Listen, somebody needs to hear the testimony to get up out of what they're going through.
So for me, personally, I had to soak myself in Jesus Christ. It wasn't just changing my music. It wasn't just stop like selling weed, smoking weed. It wasn't just not dating this chick or not going to this club. It was, I had to soak myself in Jesus beyond my understanding, and I had to crave him. So I had to literally starve everything else.
Wait a minute. You had to crave him.
I had to crave him.
Like your palate had to change.
Yeah, I had to crave him. And I'm gonna take it even back further, because I jumped into kind of what was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back a little further.
Yeah.
I jumped into like testimony without communicating the why. So when I went to God, I didn't go to God to be changed. I didn't go to God to stop smoking. I didn't go to God to stop selling. I didn't go to God to stop going to the club. I had a very great life.
Yeah.
I traveled to Atlanta like every weekend.
Wow.
Had all the money I wanted. I was dating the person I wanted. My life was set. I went to God to be complete. I remember getting off work and being like, yo, like, there has to be more to life than this. People would come up to me all the time and be like, Bree, how your life like this? How you next to this person? How you next to that? How you do this, this, and this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was still empty. So I went to him to have voids filled. Yeah. And once I had those voids filled, I started to experience his love and his presence, and I understood him more. So he started to cultivate the relationship. Yeah. Before all of that, I said, Lord, I don't want to do the church thing. I just want you, because I'm a PK. I've been in church my whole life. So
yeah, your pastor is a pastor. Yeah.
So
you come from the red carpet.
Literally,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't want to get caught up in the religious stuff, because I witnessed it, and I just wanted a relationship. You know, so went in. He's loved me. Yeah. I started to see his love for me, and from there I was like, man, like, God loves me. So let me figure out what I do in my life that he doesn't love. Because I don't want to hurt anybody that loves me. You know, you get to a point where it's like, yo, like, you really rock for me. Yeah. I want to show you that I rock for you too. Yes. So show me the things in my life that you don't really rock with. Yeah. Then show me how to put them to the side, so I can continue to cultivate this relationship with you and live the life that you desire me to live. Just recently, I'm gonna tap into this. Maybe I shouldn't.
Do your thing.
All
do
right.
your thing. Do your thing.
So I'm gonna tap into this recently. After that, so you know that happened years ago. Gave my life to Christ. Just we turned up from there. Yeah. You know, he showed me that certain lifestyles and certain relationships and just certain patterns weren't the best for where he wanted to take me. Yes. So there was a season in my life where I was, you know, riding, coasting, everything was cool, and I ran smack into the same lust and temptation that I overcame years ago. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, God, like, why I like this again? Yeah. Why I want to do this again? Wow. Why am I cool with this group? Yes. And you know, like, why am I cool with this again? Yeah. And I tried to compromise the first instruction. And I started to live in that thing again. Yeah. And those lustful desires and that sinful nature again, to the point where I was like, yo, if you don't pull me out, like, I don't know how, like, it is, yes, it's bigger than me. So that's why I say it has to be so supernatural that, like, you, even to to the core of you, you have to crave him.
Yes.
Like to your core. At the end, I would be laying and saying, Lord, I don't want to be here, but I choose you. Yes, I'm doing this, but you are still God over my life.
Yeah.
It was something that I could not even shake in that season.
Wow.
But even rolling up a blunt.
Straight
About
right there.
You
No,
know,
that's
like,
real.
I choose you. You still God. I don't know what, I would literally say, I don't know what this is. I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm here, but you're still God. Because what I never want to happen is you leave me in this place. I don't never want that to be it. So like it has to be beyond yourself. There has to be a supernatural craving, a supernatural hunger. Because if we could do it in our own strength, everybody would be Christians. Everyone would be saved. Everyone would be, like it has to go beyond your understanding. Like, I know I may be in the midst of stuff that I said I would never do again, but you're still God.
You're still God.
He don't stop being God, you know. So
you said something I want to go back to, and I want to tap into it. You said that he loves you, and it was his love that really captivated your heart. How do you know? Because there's somebody that's watching right now, and they don't know what the love of Christ is. You know what I'm saying? They probably can't practically think about something that they have been through or experienced that shows that God loves them. But when you were there in that season going through, what stood out to you that showed you that God loved you?
he reminded me of everything and everyone connected to me. Before that, I would say just knowing his word, getting into his word, and just understanding the account of Jesus Christ. Like, God did something that he didn't have to do. Like, he didn't have to wrap himself in flesh. He didn't have to. Like, we just think of like, oh yeah, he wrapped himself in flesh. This is God coming down to our level. Wrapping himself, humbling himself enough to be amongst the worst of us, you know, to die for something that he didn't do. That's the first thing. Like, he literally laid down his life, and he didn't have to do it. He could have wiped us up out of here and been, well, we just gonna chill, you know, like. But he had a plan from the beginning. That was one thing. That's the revelation of Jesus, that he did it and he didn't have to do it, right? The second thing is, in the seasons when I was in the sinful nature, when my flesh was winning, he would remind me of the people around me who loved me so much. Whew, that is heavy. You get what I'm saying?
No, I can feel it. I get it and I feel it.
That is crazy.
I get it and I feel it.
Because.
Man, Bree, don't make me cry on this podcast. But, I mean, we're here. We're here.
Nah, because God has orchestrated so many incredible people in our lives who are like the embodiment of him and true representations of him. And throughout every bit of my sin, he didn't have to show me him because I knew that it was him. You get what I'm saying? He showed me the people that he's placed as representation, like as representatives of him. My pastors, my mom. I would be drunk as a skunk. Should have been drunk as a skunk. I'm shots in, baby. I should not know today from tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? And in it, I would still remember. Like, he would literally show me these things. I'm like, Lord, I'm supposed to be drunk enough to not be conscious of what is happening or anything else. And he would literally, the drunker I got, the higher I got, the more I saw faces.
Wow.
The more I saw people. And every time it was like, dang, this is somebody that's praying for you right now. This is somebody that, you know, has spoken over your life, This is, you know, like, he showed me those things, and I'm like, yo, just take me up. Like, just get me up out of this sin, because I'm drunk. And I am still seeing visions of everyone who is on their face praying for me. That's it.
He'll leave the 99 just for the one.
That's it.
Just for the one. Like, and there's somebody that's watching that feels like they're too far gone and that they can't be rescued. There's no hope for them in their life. But I want somebody to know, as long as you're still breathing, as long as there's still breath in your body, the blood is running warm in your vein, you are not too far gone. And he will leave the ones that are well off just to come and find you. Just to come and find you and meet you where you are. It don't even matter, because the thing about the ones that stray away, they understand and they recognize that they've strayed away, you know? But for them to know that they have someone, speaking of our Heavenly Father, that loves them enough to leave and stop what he's doing, put it on pause, just to come and get you, like, that's love.
Crazy love.
That's love. Crazy love.
Crazy love.
Crazy love. Because while he's attending to you and trying to find you, like, there's a whole nother situation that's happening where somebody else still need him. But he's so God enough to be able to attend to this set of people and this set at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's omnipresent. He's omniscient. Like, there's nothing that he can't do. And so I thank you for your transparency. I thank you for your vulnerability, because I truly believe there's somebody watching that's being delivered right where they are. They're hearing the words that are being spoken, and they are finding some type of encouragement to know that although they may be rolling that blunt watching this podcast, or a shot in watching this show right now, God let them here for a reason. And that's for them to be delivered.
For sure.
Not only just to be delivered from what they're going through, but for them to be awakened, for their lives to be ignited, and for them to start to walk with vision. But what are some practical steps? Now we're out of sin, okay? Let's take us from out that sinful nature, the fleshly desires, right? What are steps that we can do to kill the flesh day in and day out and live a spirit-filled life?
For sure. I would say my early Christians, early believers, we just jumped into this thing. We're kind of still going to the club. Some things that help me: changing your music, changing what your intake, what you watch, what you listen to, who you talk to, those conversations. Also, fasting was really good. I know that might some people may look at it like it's a stretch, but 6 to 6, dedicated time, like Wednesday. I'm gonna go from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm not gonna eat. I'm only gonna maybe do fruit smoothies or something like that. From 6 to 6, just creating discipline. And our life isn't religious, but we can create discipline within it to, get to where we're going, to break habits and things like
Most
that.
Definitely.
Being consumed with the word, for sure. Heavier Christians. Overindulging in the word, for sure. Healthy community, Christian community. Being real with yourself. That's one thing that was a huge thing that helped me, was when I was real with myself about what it was, that what my thorn was. You get what I'm saying? And what it looked like. So take enough time.
That just took me somewhere else. Just wait a minute. That just took me somewhere else. You recognize what the thorn was.
Yeah.
And I want to be careful with what I'm about to say, right? Because it's Paul, going back to the New Testament, he walked around with this thorn in his side. And there are some people that may walk around with a thorn in their side. I don't know what that thorn may be, For me, it's like me being diagnosed with the sickness, right? And me not being medically cleared from it, but just knowing that I serve a God who's a healer. So that's a thorn in my side. But what the thorn does is keep me near the cross. And so, in perspective to that thorn being in our side, it keeps us abased, it keeps us humble, and it keeps us near Him. But you recognize that thorn. And you continue to recognize it. Hey, go ahead. Flo.
That's it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Your thorn. Know your thorn.
Yes.
Understand, and everything that surrounds it. If a certain show, something that put some fire inside of you, maybe you shouldn't watch the show with all the sex. If it's a certain, like one of my mentors used to say, bro, if you keep going to the bar, you eventually gonna drink. You're literally, I don't care how strong you're gonna have a bad day, and you're eventually gonna drink. So just knowing what your bar is in life, and making sure that you set up the proper precautions.
Good.
My pastor says all the time, like, bro, I know that I'm not going to cheat on my wife, but I put things in place so it does not happen.
Yes.
That's literally managing your life. That's managing your life well in the natural and in the spirit.
In the spirit. Not playing with that line.
That's it.
Not playing with that line.
That's literally it. Don't walk on the edge because you liable to fall.
You liable to fall.
You liable to fall.
That's so good. But there's been a group of people that's like, yo, like where I'm at, I'm having fun. Like because the flesh is.
But sin is fun.
It's fun.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like
why you thought we did it? We weren't mad. I was never mad in the club. Like I was never mad.
It was fun. It was fulfilling. Like to an extent, it was fulfilling. It was rewarding in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And Andy Manio says something like, "I would never like to have like a moment of gratification without having like eternal life." You know what I'm saying? So we think about moments and we think about like just the time, but not think about the after effect of that moment, of that time. You know what I'm saying? Because the after effect, somebody done got a baby. Somebody done got knocked up because of 3 minute, you know what I'm saying, 5 minute, whatever it is. Now the trajectory of their life is, you know what I'm saying, is different now. But they don't think being a Christian is fun. So this is why people do these things. This is why the club hopping or the weed smoking or the sex, all this stuff that is not fulfilling to the spirit, but it's fulfilling to the flesh. And we wrestle against the flesh day in and day out. Even us spirit-filled believers. I don't want you to think you two... Listen, you can wear a skirt all the way from this podcast room to the West Coast. You can still be filled with some stuff because... Just because you ain't doing it in public, don't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you're exempt from it because God, He knows all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna stay there too long. But how do we as Christians continue to have fun, like in this spirit-filled life?
You said something to the top of that.
Yes.
Before that, I want to make mention to that first. You talked about how do we speak to the unbeliever or the people who are having fun to be Christians because they having fun. They don't want to come over here, right? So I would ask the question, why are you doing this, right? What's your why? So my why between drinking was to quiet another voice. Someone's why between pursuing lustful desires, maybe it's masturbation or whatever, it's to quiet something else, right? We do things because of other things. You got to figure out your why. Why the club so loud?
Wow.
Why the club's not quiet?
Yes.
Why are we scared to be quiet? Because it's a whole lot going on up here.
That's so good.
It's so easy to get higher than this and then pass out. It's so easy to get lower than this and then pass out. It's so easy to get erotic beyond this and then fall asleep. Everything that we do that pleases our flesh causes us to literally go into a coma, a sleep or something. So we get to a point, we out. We get to a point and then we're out, and we never deal with this. We never do. So figure out your why. Go a little deeper.
That's so good.
Let's figure out the why. You might need a little bit of therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Figure out your why.
Yeah.
But for the Christians who want to have fun, what was that question?
Yeah. So like, how can like being a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you just be fun? Being a Christian, like people think fun is just club, fun is just, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Kickbacks, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still do that. They still call them that. Kickbacks. I know. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever they call it. You know, I'm older
Jungle
now.
juice. I heard jungle juice not too long ago.
What is a jungle juice?
That's I don't.
You know what jungle juice is? Y'all young kids know what jungle juice is? Is that
like
jungle juice?
I feel old because
is that like Omega Punch?
Yes.
Oh, like Hunch Punch? Oh, okay. Jungle
That's what it's called, Hunch Punch.
We had Hunch Punch in my day.
Hunch Punch.
Little Everclear. Little this, little that. Okay.
Like how do we come out of the jungle juice, the Hunch Punch, you know what I'm saying? The clubbing, the weed smoking. But as a Christian, like, how can we live life and it be fun?
Cool. First of all, I would recommend that you be a fun person. Like, you can't be a boring person in yourself and then want everything else to be fun around you. So understand you. Understand your icks. Understand the things you like. Understand the things you don't like. Take yourself, like, explore yourself. I started having a whole lot more fun after I explored myself and I was able to say, hey, y'all want to do this?
Yes.
I like to do this. All right, y'all know what y'all like? Cool. And I'm able to lean in to those people who don't find fun in what I do, but I can find fun in something that is.
So good.
Be fun yourself.
Yes.
Be fun. I have so much fun by myself.
Yes.
I would dance. I would jump and wave in my house by myself.
Listen,
I would go bowling.
And I know that about you too.
What?
Because when I come to Charlotte, you be like, you and I, we went to that breakfast spot. You be like, I come here every whatever day.
Yeah.
And you was
Come here every Sunday.
Like, I come here and I just,
by
and
myself.
It's okay, but people are scared to like enjoy their own company. Why are you scared of yourself? Ooh, that might be a whole nother.
I'm gonna just
you
jump
versus
over
you.
to
Like,
yeah, it literally is.
Why are you afraid to be your own company?
Yep.
And that's what you said. Like, it's all here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, they just have to be around, or something has to be going on for them to feel like they're a part or an asset or valuable. But when it's just you staring yourself in the mirror, like, who are you at your core?
Yep.
That's so good. That's a whole nother topic.
Yep.
It's a whole nother discussion.
Jump over to my podcast.
jump over to yours. Say less. But listen, man, I thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for your space. I got about a few more questions, and then we're about to get moving on. But what would you say to the person listening, to the viewer that's watching right now? How would you encourage them on how to overcome fleshy desires?
Oh, you can do it. I mean, it's possible.
Yes.
It is truly possible.
Yes.
It is true. It's most definitely possible. Just take one day at a time. Choose each day to say, hey, today I'm not going to.
That's good.
Or from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm not going to. From 1 p.m. to 6, I'm not going to. And then knock it out like that.
That's so good.
Literally just wake up every day and choose to. If you get to wake up, you get another opportunity.
Get another opportunity.
Every time, even if you drop the ball on Wednesday, if you open your eyes on Thursday, the Lord does not hate you. He gave you another opportunity to do it again. And guess what? You're able to learn from Wednesday, not to repeat that cycle on Thursday. Bro, we don't.
His grace and His mercy just renews every morning.
That is it.
Every single morning.
I wouldn't say He gives us space. He understands that we're human. So use the human moments as lessons to pick
catapult
up
you.
and go into the next
push
season.
you into the next season.
That's it.
That's so good, man.
Listen.
That's so good.
Listen. There's first grade, then second grade, then third.
I can go on for a whole nother hour, but listen, I ain't got that type of time. and I have to respect the woman of God's time as well. I thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Like, for real. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for blessing this atmosphere and being here and gracing us with your presence. But let's jump into the ALIV segment. 2 questions.
Cool.
All right.
This is the fun. This is the fun time. No
This
more
is the
crying.
fun. No
You
more
got me.
crying.
What
Listen,
the
that's
world?
crazy. And it was heavy in the room.
Jesus.
It was super heavy. Like, there was an entire shift. I don't know if people on set could feel it, but there was an entire shift in the room that was just like, whoa, where did this just come from? I got slapped. I was about to say somebody get me some tissue, but listen, I was able to suck it back up. I was able to get it back there.
We're going to have to dive in.
But listen, what in your life needs awakening?
Jeez.
Come on, Bree Barnes.
My bank account. My finances.
Straight like that.
Need a couple meal. A couple acres. Huh? Give me some more square footage, Lord.
And He can do it.
And he will.
And He can do it.
He will.
No, for real, you was about to say your finances. That's
but that's my answer, bro.
I'm not mad at it. Because that's real.
I got goals.
That's real life. And in order for me to achieve the goals, it's going to take some money.
What? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awaken the bank account.
Awaken the finances. Now.
Just awaken it.
Yeah. That's so beautiful.
That's so good.
But listen, I'm going to tell you this. I prayed one prayer. I said, Lord, I want to be in this situation before the end of the year. End of the year. He started opening doors. And I have been working so much and making so much money in like the last month, 2 months, than I have like in the earlier part of the year. So don't be praying and not managing.
And yes, when it comes your way,
come on.
And He start to send like abundance, can you manage the abundance that He's sending?
Yep. And He'll give you strength.
How are you stewarding that?
He will give you strength.
That's crazy because that goes on to like, listen, man, shameless plug. You need any type of video content, Charlotte, Columbia areas, whatever you need. They telling me to shut up now. But listen, whatever you need, hit up Brianna Barnes. Sure. I promise you, she will get you right. I will put her information in the description. But listen, last question.
What's up?
What ignites you? Like, what's that fire starter? What, like, keeps you going? What's something that keep you pushing and motivated?
Jesus Christ. Is that what JC said on her episode? JC said that I can't. What else? Because it ain't Brianna.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Really that. And the promises that he's spoken over my life. One thing about him, I think he gives us big pictures. He don't really show us the little steps. So the big pictures that he's given me, that with him, and then the big picture is like, whoa, you gonna do this?
Yes.
If I trust you, if I follow you, you gonna do this?
Yes.
That's crazy. Let me keep riding this roller coaster.
Yes.
Like, it's like, whoa.
Yes.
Oh, my stomach drops? Okay, cool. We back coasting. Go up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really it. Yeah. I love you, bro.
I love you too. Most of this isn't possible
Oh, that's crazy.
if we didn't have her. And like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna let people know. Like, I'm gonna let them know the team. I'm gonna let them know the squad. I'm gonna let them know, like, y'all looking at this. There's a lot more hands that done been in this pot.
Yeah.
And y'all go see them soon. But some of it, like, yeah, appreciate you.
Thanks,
That's
man.
it.
Ah.
You got to stay on guard. You got to stay ready at all times.
Because you've been recording everything else, David.
Yo, what's good, family? It's your boy, Timothy C.E. Griffin, and there's a special request that I have for you. It's really not special if you really want to enhance your walk with Christ, if you want to awaken your life and ignite your vision. That's what I want. I want you to be awakened on today. And there's some behind-the-scene footage I want to show you. There's some intimate spaces I want to bring you into. And in order for you to see all that, in order for you to experience all that, I need you to sign up and become a Patreon member. It's only $5 a month. Only $5. You go to Starbucks every day, you buy your kids Happy Meals. So I need you to do it right now. Only $5. Subscribe to the Patreon. Love y'all. Be blessed.
I'm alive.